And welcome back to another episode of
Barbershop talk like this.
I'm your host, Trey the Barber.
And it's your other host, Dice the Barber.
And today in the building, we got my man, owner of KushBoys, Mr. Jamal Weathers. What's up, brother?
Yeah, yeah.
What's happening, beloved? Grand rising to you on this beautiful Sunday.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir. First thing, just to let you know, there's a couple things we do to kick our show off. First thing we do is we like to thank God for waking us up this morning, allowing each and every last one of us to be here, and just to continue to bless our families and all of our endeavors.
Church.
Yes.
Amen. And secondly, we like to kick our show off with a shot. I don't know if you want to join us or not. Dice poured you one, but you take a shot of water if you like.
All right.
Or your coffee. There you go. Salud.
Yes.
Man, before we really jump off, I just want to say my condolences to the family of Juice World.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning with a text message about his death, and it's just it's just unfortunate, man.
Yeah, he died of a seizure walking through the Chicago airport. And
Yeah.
they said that he was breathing when when he got there, but by the time
They say he was
when he
breathing
got
out
to
his mouth though.
Yeah, I know. And then when he got to the hospital, he died there.
And he just turned 21 like a week ago.
Yeah, last Monday.
That's
No, I mean,
did you know?
condolences to him.
Did you know him?
I didn't really know of Juice World, but my 11-year-old came and woke me up this morning. He seemed pretty fucked up about it.
Yeah, my son was crying.
And that's a thing, with these new generations and millennials or whatnot. I saw the impact he had on my son. He really felt that. Told me, the young man had passed. But I hope that these youngsters are really paying attention, man, because we listen and look at a lot of things through different mediums, and the media is very, very powerful.
Right.
They put out fear, they condone bad behavior, irresponsibility, and these kids are on controlled substances and alcohol at a very young age, and it's almost one of those things where they want to live on the edge of the cliff,
Right.
see how far they can go. But we need to, as parents, and these institutions, churches and schools, need to really implement a better template of discipline and consistency of better behavior, because these kids are truly hurting themselves, damaging themselves, and,
Right.
and it spills over into other things as well. Sexual transmitted diseases, bad behavior, in and out of jail, delinquency, and so on. So, it's up to us as elders and those who are older to be a better example.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Would you say that a lot of the young kids, because of the music that they're listening to, that they're allowing them to talk about how they're like taking lean or popping pills and stuff like that? Like they let that ride on the radio.
A
Like they
lot
take
of suicide too.
they take out the curses and stuff like that, but they're still letting them say, yeah, what I mean, I'm high, I'm feeling good off that lean, or know what I mean, I just popped that perk, and know what I mean, I'm on that Xan and all this other stuff. So it's making the kids think that that it's all good, and we can only control but so much, but also what they putting out there for people to actually hear. You know what I'm saying? I think that plays a major effect on how kids are. Like, we could do the best parenting that we can, but if they feeling like that's the cool thing to do, then some of the kids are going to do that.
Well, that's the thing. I tell my children all the time, and I tell, others. It really doesn't matter in the household how great of a parent you think you are, whether it's one parent or two parents or whatever the guardianship is. Everybody picks up this behavior socially.
Right.
So it's just like, growing up in Los Angeles in one of the most notorious gang neighborhoods is, you don't want to be the non-cool one. You don't want to be the punk out the group. And so I try to give an example to my children now that the repercussions of something and
Yeah.
decision making.
Yeah.
You can be a follower, and that follow, can get you into a bad situation, that afterwards you're gonna regret going through that process. So I just try to give them the ability to be thinkers and to be able to strategize, because children don't really understand manipulation the way we do, or
Yep,
hidden
yep.
agenda.
Not yet.
So, and then everything is broken down into economics, man. They allow us to talk about this behavior because they know what type of repercussions or reaction is going to get from it. You know,
Right.
life is cause and effect, and for every action, there's a reaction.
Absolutely.
So, you know, listening to this type of music all day, every day is being fed subconsciously into the mind. Plus, there's new algorithms out there. Psychologically, we don't understand why you see behavior change because of social media.
Right.
There's so much bullshit that we see every day, and we promote bullshit, you
Yep,
know?
yep.
And we like to praise the dead, you know? I'm a black man, and that's what it's been since day one. They allow us to, we love to praise each other when we're not here, man. We got to start loving each other. We got to love ourselves better, really.
While
Can't
we're
even
here.
love,
While
we can't
we're
even
here.
love the next man without loving ourselves first. So I think that's a good beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
No, I was gonna say this because this young generation is scary, man. It's like they don't have a fear of death. They don't care about life. They don't care about their own life, so they really don't care about yours. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the things that you're saying. I can really resonate with because I tell my children all the time. Your life is really based on the decisions. You know what I'm saying? Decisions and choices. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your situation is, you have a choice and you have a decision to make. You can either better yourself, you can go against the struggle and you know what I'm saying, look for a better outcome, or you can try to slip and slide and do the bullshit and end up in a fuck situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell them all the time, everybody makes mistakes, and I just pray, that I'm teaching y'all the right things, that y'all don't make detrimental mistakes that you can't take back and you can't really learn from unless it's just too late.
yeah, and like these kids, our children listen to, you know what I mean, like Triple X and now like Juice World and stuff like that. Like my son, I didn't want to tell him because I know that he listens to his music a lot, and I guess he was playing his video game and one of his other friends told him, he called me up crying. I was like, damn. I said, this is hitting these kids like how it hit us with like Pac and Big and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like we got to understand how these kids feel about this situation too, but at the same time we got to let them know. You know what I mean? In situations like this, if it was a drug situation, that, you know what I mean, this is the type of things that could happen from it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I
So,
mean? So rest in peace to, you know what I mean,
Juice WRLD.
to Juice World, and condolences to his family.
All right, now let's get into my man Jamal, man. First of all, you are born and raised here in Los Angeles, is that right?
Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Kush Boys.
Yes, sir.
What is Kush Boys for those who don't know?
KushBoys is a brand, but it's more so a culture. It's a business that my partner and I started about 15 years ago. And when we looked at where the cannabis industry was going, we wanted to kind of be ahead and create a 360 business in regards to the culture. And we wanted to do that in a way where we were speaking to people who didn't understand the business, because cannabis has been frowned upon for a long time, and the perception of it has been very hippie and just, smoker and, bummy look. So we brought a different etiquette and echelons to the business, and it's been growing.
Okay. Now I see, man. You are a man of the people, cause I see you everywhere with everybody from Floyd to what I'm saying to Puff and Kanye,
Snoop and-
Mike Tyson, man. Like, what's up, man? How do you?
It's
get
like
that-
you like the man behind everything.
Right,
It seems like it's like I'm
He's
Mr.
like,
L.A.
Nah, he's like what's my man they call the Black Godfather? Clarence Avant.
Yeah, I'm the new Godfather, man. I'm the new Godfather.
I ain't
Respect
mad
to
at
Clarence, man.
That's crazy.
But I've always been a entrepreneur at a young age, and I'm very diverse in my business. I'm in the cannabis industry, but I've also been in different sectors. I'm in food and beverage. We do tech deals. I sit on a few advisory boards for companies, blockchain and cryptocurrency. And that's the thing. A lot of these photos that are now being circulated on social media, these are all my friends that I grew up with for a very long time. I've been friends with Snoop for 22, 23 years, and
Right.
we've done a lot of things for one another that, hasn't really been exposed. I've been partners with Mark Wahlberg now. That's my brother for 25 years now. It's my,
Yeah, with-
Yeah,
my
'cause
daughter's
the
godfather.
Wahlberg-
I
the
done seen you
Wahlburgers or
in
something
almost
like that?
every movie he done made.
Yeah,
you
the
know what I'm saying?
Wahlburgers.
Yeah, so you know, working with Mark and being able to be around him, you know, on his journey and him helping me out and having a brotherhood, we were able to do a business deal outside of television and film. And our first project was a water called Aqua Hydrate.
Yeah.
I spearheaded that deal and was able to bring together a very great group of people. Puff is also a partner. He's also the largest shareholder of the water now. It's called Aqua Hydrate. And so from there, we started to get into other ventures, like Mark's franchise business, Wahlburgers. You know, it's very instrumental in helping that inception take off. And so, you know, being around individuals like Mark and Snoop and Tyson, you know, it creates a perception for yourself and it draws people to you to kind of see if there's some synergy and if there's some business that could be worked out from there. So
Now, like coming from where you come from, like, do you ever sit back and be like, yo, like, I really did this? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know you had a vision at a young age, like you said, and then just to see your whole vision starting to come together, and you in all these different type of meetings, and you know, big meetings and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Major deals and stuff, and you doing it, and at the same time, you know what I mean, you stay grounded because, you know, we see you in the barbershop all the time. You bringing your boys in there and stuff like that, and you just seem grounded and seem like a real genuine dude. So it's like, you know what I mean, how you feel about,
I think it's my parents. My father was an actor and did a lot of, you know, movies and starring roles in the '70s. And then my godfather was a gentleman named Ted Lange, who was an actor. He played the bartender on the Love Boat, but he was a big director, so he did a lot of stuff in the Fall Guy. So I've been around the business for such a long time. I started in the arts when I was 7 years old and came up with people like Regina King and Marla Gibbs. So I've been around the business, but I always knew what I wanted to do, but my mom was always afraid, I think, in a sense. She always told me to, you know, get something you can fall back on. So she pushed me to go to college. I excelled in track in high school and ended up, you know, having scholarship offers and decided to go to Grambling State University in Louisiana because my aunt and uncle went on a cruise with a gentleman named Eddie Robinson. Rest in peace, the late great Eddie Robinson. And I ran track for Grambling. It was one of the best experiences of my life because being from Los Angeles and, you know, just the culture of LA, it was something totally different for me. And it really gave me a lot of richness, you know, in just character and being a man on your own. So I think that I stay grounded because I've seen so many different scenarios in the business, and and I understand that, you know, everybody puts on their pants, man, one leg at a time. So I respect the man that's emptying the trash the same way I respect the billionaires. So
right?
and you know, it's a constant struggle. You know what I am proud of though is that I am actually in the boardrooms and in the offices doing business. A lot of people who have relationships with a lot of these celebrities and different influencers are mostly in a social environment or at the club, able to say what's up or kick the Willy Bobo for a minute. But I've been very proud that I've been respected as a businessman, and my phone calls get answered, and also people are calling me to try to see, you know, if there's
Yeah.
something I can do or help them with in regards to my resources and alliances.
Yeah, you up in there making decisions. You know what I'm saying? And you you managed a group back in the day they got signed with
Yeah, Stepchild, they were on Warner Brothers,
Warner Brothers. Yeah.
co-managed them. That was in '94. Benny Medina and Kerry Gordy signed them, and yeah, we did the first D'Angelo Brown Sugar tour with Groove Theory and Erica Badu. Did some shows at the time. Her name was Erica Free at the time. She was just rapping before she was fully developed.
Right.
We toured with Prince
Yeah.
in Germany. You know, we've done you know, I've been around the sector, and then from there, coming out of there, you know, I like experienced a lot in fashion. You know, my man Tyson Beckford was the #1 model in the world. A lot of people don't know he was signed to 6 companies to Ralph Lauren, which was like Polo Sport, underwear, Polo jeans, Purple Label, fragrance, a bunch. So I've been able to experience a lot in basically all entertainment sectors, you know,
Right.
fashion, music, television, and film.
Now, do you think that's because You think that's because of who your dad and who your godfather was, and also that you took mass communications in college, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and you took mass communications. Do you think that's the reason why? Because all those different things combined, make kind of
Somewhat,
like
but
makes
I've
you.
all it's like like a basketball player, like a Kobe, taking a little bit from everybody's game, or like LeBron, having, being like a Jordan and a Magic hybrid or something of that nature. I've been very popular at a young age, and I've just experienced a lot. I've traveled a lot, and so it's opened my eyes to a lot of different things. And I think being blessed, being around certain individuals who had certain success highlights that. It's all
Yeah,
perception.
right, right.
So it brings visibility to you. So I don't really take an egotistical intake on that. I pretty much understand how and why, I'm able to get to certain places, or speak to certain people or meet certain people.
Did you know that that Freeway Rick is really going big into the cannabis industry too?
Yeah, so Freeway Rick is one of my homies.
We had him in here too.
So Freeway, I'm like the first person Freeway was dealing with when he first came home.
Right.
I was
Okay.
messing with him every day when he was still in the halfway house. And I
That's what
presented
I'm saying. So
Freeway.
he man behind everything.
I took Freeway to the top of the mountain. I took Freeway to the top of the mountain, and I could speak on this because this is it's a prime example of how we need to trust one another, and not manipulate one another.
Right.
I got a lot of love for Rick, but when he came home, he told me what he wanted to do, and I took him to the top of the mountain. I had Mark Wahlberg and R.E. Manuel, owner of William Morris Endeavor, who came to sit with this man and offer him 4 revenue streams. But at the same time, Rick was getting calls every day from every rapper in the game, every big,
Right.
NBA, NFL guy, and it was hard for him to understand. He thought that he had more than what it really was, and I was
Right.
trying to show him you need to implement the structure before you do a motion picture. You need to have an award-winning book, a
Right.
novel.
Right. Right.
So I was trying to put him with a literary agent. I was trying to take him through the proper structures, and he wanted to do it his way. But at the same time, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I had to. I'm a thinker, like I said, and so God first, and maybe that was a lesson that God wanted Rick to see or learn, and he's on his journey. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
he's in the cannabis industry, and I hope he's doing well. Cannabis industry is becoming very cookie cutter. It's a saturated business now. A lot of people thought it was going to be easy just jumping in because how
Right.
lucrative it is. But
Well, the reason why I asked that is because it was just it's just crazy because of what you do with Kush Boys, and then now him being in that and y'all being cool. I would think that what I mean, maybe it would be some type of like
collab,
collaboration or something like that. You know what I mean?
cannabis industry is very competitive too,
Right.
and a lot of people, a lot of core people in the business, man, have suffered. A lot of my friends have 2 felonies, scared they was gonna get a third one. I know guys who have had 10, $15 million in their closet, not knowing if somebody, the feds was gonna come in or what
Run up.
have you. And
Yeah.
now that it's transitioned into a more compliant and regulatory legal market, everybody thinks it's just easy to get in. So the people who suffered for a long time are somewhat bitter, and and everything that they see that's on the market right now is really not validated or accepted. So there's a lot of competition, and people don't want to give up their secret sauce now.
Yeah.
Now it's
Of
become
course not.
very, very competitive,
Right.
man.
Right.
Even with myself.
How do you feel about these other states that aren't legal with cannabis, and like because you got people that's like still getting locked up off of like a nickel or a dime bag of weed. You know what I mean? In some of these states, it's like it's weed.
Well,
It's not like they getting drunk or doing crack or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
again,
like,
it's economics. People that run this country, they set it up in a way for them to be able to grab out the bag anytime they want to. So that's why we see what we see. They're trying to regulate it so that big pharma and all these other big corporate conglomerates could just come in and take it over. You know, they're gonna make it very difficult, especially for our complexion.
Exactly.
Right,
I was just about to
right,
say, especially
right.
for the black man. And because Dice, I was gonna say, in some of these other states, they probably, like you said, it's about the money. So they probably wait. You know what I'm saying? Is it better to keep locking these niggas up, or we getting more money from the state and having them locked up, or are we gonna get more money from the taxes off of this shit? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
some states probably get more money. You know what I'm saying, from prisoners versus other states. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's all about the money when it comes down to the get down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, all right, we can still make money off these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Getting locked up over here and shit. But so you got into go.
No, I was gonna say real quick because I know you cool with Floyd. Floyd recently shot out a tweet or I don't know IG or something that he was coming out of retirement. Now is that for boxing or was that supposed to be like for the UFC? Do you know, or are you allowed to say?
You know, Floyd is one of the smartest dudes I know, man. That's family right there. And you know, I think Floyd, if he comes out of retirement, it's gonna be for boxing. I don't think, there's no need
He's
for
not gonna
him
do
to.
UFC like.
Why would he do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
One
that's-
thing that he prides himself on is if you look at Floyd's record, even though he's 51-0 or 50-0, he's broken every record in boxing. He's
Yeah.
the least amount of times being hit. You know, he's really big on keeping all his faculties. You know, being able to walk around and speak well and not experience concussions, things of that nature.
Right.
So he's very, very smart though, man. Very strategic in the way they go about the approach on his events and how he makes his money, man. So I think he may come out of retirement. You know, he doesn't need to, I don't think, but it's just like a lot of individuals, just like Mike when he hung his jersey up, he had to come back a couple years.
Right.
So
do
get it in.
you think he would? Do you think he would fight some of these younger cats? What's my man out of Texas?
Earl Spence?
Yeah, Spence or what's the other kid's name? Damn, I don't know. He might even fight
Porter,
he might fight
Porter?
Porter.
I mean, to be honest, he would. I don't think he would fight Porter. Maybe Earl Spence. Floyd learned something from him a long time ago. Like everything you see him do is promotion for him as a brand, and he likes to fight against countries. You know, so that's why he will take a Mexican opponent or.
I was gonna say,
You know what I'm
maybe
saying?
a
Conor
second fight with
McGregor.
Canelo.
Yeah, that might be.
Canelo is more seasoned now. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I think
That would be a good one.
That'd be a
That'd
good
be a good one for sure. But he fights countries. I don't know if Sean Porter is big enough to get that. I don't even know if he'll give Earl that fight. He really liked Andre Berto. He gave Berto that fight. Berto's from Haiti. Good brother. You know what I mean? So he gave him that shot. But I'm not sure.
I know.
So you got into acting.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? Like how'd you just
That was dope.
how'd
It
you-
was just at a young age, My mother and father started putting me into workshops. My father was a part of a really big workshop called PASLA, which is Performing Arts Society of Los Angeles. A lot of black directors, writers, and actors came out of that. So when I was like 7 or 8, they put me in the Inner City Cultural Center, and I loved it because I'm a Leo. I always love attention at a young age. So I really got a high out of performing and stuff. So did a lot of theater when I was young, and then I got in front of the first camera when I was 11.
Right. Shout out to the Leos. I'm a Leo too.
Church.
Anyway, you're a big sports fanatic, right?
Yes, I am.
Who do you think is going to the Super Bowl first of all?
Super Bowl. Ravens and 49ers.
Ooh.
Well, the Ravens do have a good shot. However,
I
I believe if they have to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs,
Oh, you think the Chiefs will get them?
they 0-2
I
against the Chiefs right now.
I think it'll be a
Okay.
different
You know
game
what
when
I'm
they
saying?
play.
So I
y'all.
think
I think it'll be a totally different. Y'all beat them early.
I get it. No,
Ooh,
but
that
we
will
beat
be
them-
a good game.
We beat them last year. We beat them early this year.
Mahomes.
So what I'm saying is,
Y'all might have to play again.
that shit. As a player, that shit hits in your mind. Like I'm 0-2 against these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Might make you excited, might make you a little nervous.
How do you? Okay, sports. How do you feel about for the first time, and it could be the last time too, because the stadiums are switching up. If the Lakers and the Clippers both play in the Western Conference Finals, like
That's
that,
gonna be the shit. Hallway
Man.
series.
Man.
Hallway series. Gonna be the shit.
yo,
Purple and gold all day.
that's
You always been a Lakers fan?
Day one. I was in the Forum when we got swept by Philly. My pops used to take me to the games. I've been in the Forum Club. I'm straight diehard Laker. Period. Pointblank.com. Paul George is a friend. I'm really proud of the Clippers organization though. They have a great ownership, a great front office, one of the best in the league. And their personnel is awesome. And I like watching the Clippers, but I'm not I'm diehard Lakers.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
the thing of it is for me.
I don't think the Lakers is going to lose any more than 20 games this year. You know what I mean?
I don't think so
That's
either.
the max that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to lose any more than that.
Because see, here's the thing. I'm a Clippers fan. I like the team.
I'm not mad at you.
However,
But he's a LeBron
I'm a
fan.
LeBron fan
Maniac,
first.
huh?
Yeah. So wherever, I can
right
contest to
now-
that. Wherever
right
LeBron
now-
been, he been with him, but he always been saying he's been a Clipper fan.
Yeah,
So it don't even matter to you.
I like to listen because here's the thing. Like growing up, like
It don't
I'm
even
from
matter
Kansas
you who
City,
play in
know
that
what I'm saying? We
motherfucker.
lost the Kings like back in 82, 84, something like that. And so I never really had a team. I just liked players. You know what I'm saying? So I really got into LeBron like once he left Cleveland the first time, and I felt like everybody turned their backs on him. You know what I'm saying? I admired him because I felt like one, he played his entire contract through with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He didn't cry, didn't complain, and then people got mad at him because he didn't choose their team. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? So I've been riding with LeBron for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? So right now, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan because I didn't like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Now
not a
that's
Kobe fan.
Oh, yeah,
you
this
know,
nigga hate Kobe.
I love Kobe. I love Kobe. You know what I mean? 6'6" guard, first guard to come out of high school. I mean, Kobe is he was
He's a great
phenomenal.
player.
He's
a great
phenomenal.
player.
What could you not like about him?
Here's the thing. I really liked him at first. And I was riding with the Lakers when I first moved here. You know what I'm saying? I came out here in 99 when they won the championship the first time. So I'm like, okay, I think I got a team now. So I started riding with him, and then him and Shaq start beefing. And I just don't like all the little, I didn't like the little petty shit. You know what I'm saying? I felt Kobe was a young boy. It's like, respect your elders. Let him do it in a minute. It's going to be your team. And then he started doing the whole little snitch shit went about. And I just kind of fell off of him and Shaq at that time, and I ain't really fuck with the Lakers since until LeBron returned.
I feel you. Just his dedication and consistency to the sport itself. Kobe is a very interesting dude if you really followed his journey. You know what I mean? A lot of psychological things that he went through. At a young age. Very introverted and things of that nature, but his dedication to the game was off the charts, man. And that dedication wore his body down. If his body stayed up a little more, we would probably seen him break Kareem's record. But he hung in there. I mean, he gave the game so much, and I've never seen anything like it, man.
Yep.
Shit I seen Bean do was just, I mean, we forget so fast, and that's what upsets me about them just saying LeBron, the LeBron Jordan comparison. LeBron, what's his record in the finals?
I'm not sure.
3-8?
3-8 or 3-9 or some shit like
Yeah,
that,
some
right?
shit like that.
Here's my thing when
But he's been there.
I feel like,
And
I
he's
don't
never
hear
really besides a couple situations, he's never really just said fuck it and put it all on my shoulders. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's always deferring. You know what I mean? And I think he understands that now. He's only he's 35 or 36.
Something like that.
Yeah,
35.
LeBron is amazing, man. There's
Man,
nothing. I mean,
especially
he's
with,
fucking amazing.
Listen, like he's giving away free scholarships, bro.
I mean,
He's an incredible.
You know
He's
what
a
I'm saying?
incredible
Like,
young
see,
man.
okay,
Yo,
see,
he's a great
this
dude.
This is the one thing I would say.
You don't hear shit about him.
Hold up.
Know what I mean, like
But this-
a lot of people, you hear shit about them. Know what I mean, cheat on their wives and shit like you don't hear no bad shit about LeBron, bro. Like
He got a great team around him.
This,
You know what I
this
mean?
is what I say
Yeah.
though. like I just feel that it's unfair when you compare personal greatness. I don't feel like my mic is loud enough. I don't feel like I hear myself at all. Anyway, I just don't think that it's fair. I think it's unfair rather when you compare personal greatness with championships because championships are a team effort. Now, I always say I do blame LeBron with that first loss to Dallas. The other losses that he had, like that first time he went against San Antonio, they had no chance. He had nobody. You know what I'm saying? He took a team full of nobodies. If you can name me the other 4 starters on that team, you know what I mean? I think also too. And then I just feel like every other loss that he had in the finals, I felt like the team gave up on him. The team didn't give their full effort because I felt like they like, we got LeBron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, and if you just look at the teams that he's carried to the finals,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and the people that he's had to face, I don't feel like Kobe. I don't feel like Jordan faced a lot of those. Jordan's road to the finals was tougher than his finals. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rather, LeBron's road to the finals was easier but tougher in the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Jordan, I mean, that Phoenix team was
Yeah.
what?
Thunder
Dan
Dan.
Marley,
Thunder Dan, nigga.
How
Like
the
that's
hell was
Kevin
they-
Johnson,
Yeah.
But
Charles Barkley.
did they none of them
They
even
was
went to?
nice.
Did they even go to Game 6?
Yeah, I think they got beat 4-2 or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, Jordan's
Didn't
a
they?
different motherfucker. Man.
Jordan
Like,
was a different
I mean,
motherfucker.
and that was the era where you wasn't getting touch fouls and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to do that shit. Like you had to really
you can
play
get
like
your
you was
jaw
in playground.
broke and all.
Goddamn right.
I like
I
the old
mean,
days because
Charles Barkley,
like, you
they
could
got
fight
into a
and still
goddamn
be in
fight.
the game.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
I was
saying?
just say they got to fight and then get kicked out. They're like, what the fuck?
So I mean, do you think like all the rule changes? Do you really think that it's about protecting the money for like the leagues?
It's
and
a
stuff?
business.
Like
Yeah, it's
their
a business.
It's a
investments?
business. Now, I mean, when you make it out of college, it becomes a business after that. Know what I mean? Like, it's not like your skills. Yeah, definitely. Know what I mean, you got to show your skills because it's a business and you want to make money off of your skills and shit. But it's a business now.
I just think a lot of these.
You're an investment.
I get that, but I think a lot of these leagues, more so the NFL rather than the NBA, it's almost like they still want to flex power just to show that, like, nigga, you work for me.
I mean,
for
yeah.
example, the nigga that swung the helmet for the Cleveland Browns
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, like, I felt like, number one, you let the little white quarterback pretty much off the hook when he's initiating the whole shit.
He tried to pull his helmet
He tried
off.
to pull his helmet off first. He's charging that dude at the same time.
Right,
when dude
right.
swung the helmet, so it's like
He like, I'm
if
just
you
trying
had
to
back-
protect
look,
myself.
If you got your helmet pulled off and you back up, he ain't got nobody to swing
He
the helmet
lucky.
at.
He lucky he got hit with the back of that helmet
You know what I'm
where the
saying?
cushion was at because that could have been bad.
I just think that a lot of times with these leagues, it's more so like,
You
hey boy,
You right. I mean, you exactly right. But at the same time, again, decision making.
right?
Like you're a professional, and I don't.
And you know
they
your
said-
situation.
I don't know if he said he called him nigga or he tried to grab his balls, whatever the
Whatever
fuck
the
it
fuck
was.
he tried to do.
But once you took your helmet out, took your helmet off, and you started swinging it, fuck the NFL shit. You should have known that is
It's
an
a street-
attempted assault.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's
It's a
the
street
thing.
fight.
But here's the thing.
That's an assault.
But see, this is what I'd say. NFL players, they are bred probably since the age of 5 or 6.
Yep.
Be warriors.
Violence
Yep.
all day.
Yep.
And in the midst of battle,
Yeah.
people are really expecting these young men to say,
Oh.
I need to make the right decision.
But the thing is,
But
I mean, it's containment. Like,
your
I mean,
testosterone,
you just gotta know.
testosterone's up.
I understand
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
I
The
understand
adrenaline's
that.
up. You're in the
Yeah,
middle of
yeah.
a heated battle. Then all of a sudden, this dude trying to take your helmet off. People are charging at you.
Yeah, yeah.
And you expect
You're in
them,
defense.
and you expect them to compose
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah, because you don't know what was going. Because there was about 3 of them coming after that motherfucker. It was 2 other people and the quarterback, and he by himself.
So
He's like, get the fuck
just,
off me.
I just feel like it's slightly unfair. I mean, I believe, because I say this all the time, I think it's unfair to expect anybody who is trained for constant battle or constant
Right,
war,
right.
constant aggression, rather it's
fall back
police,
in the heat
rather
of
it's
the moment.
soldiers, rather it's football players. You know what I'm saying? To expect these people to have the same decision-making process as you and I. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this is what we train them to do. You know what I'm saying? This is your job. Some of them, their job is longer than others. Some 8 hours a day. You got to be on edge, and then we expect you to just totally relax and change. And
Yeah,
it's like
go from 100 to 0.
Yeah, it's like I don't
It's
think
hard.
that's
It's
possible.
hard. It's hard. No, I mean, I feel you. I definitely feel you with that one. I want to go back to basketball real quick though. Even though you are a Laker fan, the Clippers have 2 players that's from LA. You know what I mean? Do you feel a certain type of way? Like, are you happy for them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
George
know Paul,
and Kawhi, you know what I'm saying?
Kawhi is I wanted Kawhi, you know, that's another reason, you know. Kawhi duped us. LeBron showed respect, went out there, hollered at, you know, Kawhi.
Right.
And I thought Kawhi was gonna be a Laker.
Yeah.
To
I
be
think
honest
a
with
lot
you.
of people did.
And I respect his decision, not wanting to feel like he's a sidekick or whatever to LeBron. But
But he did come home.
he came home, but at the same time, when you are confident in your own skin or what have you, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to worry about the next man.
But no, I mean, but Kawhi is a different type of person. Like, he's very solid. Nobody
I
nobody
love-
really knows. Hey,
Brother,
hey.
I love Kawhi. I love Kawhi. Quietly. I love him. He
right.
don't say shit.
Quietly.
He just puts it
I like
down.
that.
He
You know
do,
what I'm saying?
and he do, bro. He do, man. Like, yeah.
I respect him so much. He was the shit at San Antonio.
He is not a public speaker. I'll tell you that goddamn much.
1 year in Toronto brought them a chip.
Right. I think he was perfect for San Antonio because Tim Duncan was quiet. Know what I mean, Kawhi Leonard, know what I mean, he's quiet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Know what I mean, but I just wanted to ask you about that. But
No, I'm real happy for those brothers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I said, I'm happy to see where the Clippers
but it's the Lake Show.
has grown, but it's definitely the Lake Show.
So
know?
you
Dr.
agree
Buss.
that the Lakers is winning the championship this year?
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm
They too big, bro.
I'm betting on that.
Yo,
I got
I mean,
we ain't even activated Cousins yet.
I got $100 with
listen,
G that LeBron's the MVP.
I'm gonna
this year.
tell you like this, bro. Now,
MVP?
I think Giannis might get that,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Giannis this kid Doncic is a monster. in
yeah,
Dallas.
but no, I mean it's politics. Now I mean
It's politics.
you know what I
It's
mean?
either
So-
out of Giannis or
LeBron.
Harden.
I think
or
they'll
LeBron.
give it to
Harden or
LeBron. I think
LeBron.
they'll give it to
Harden
LeBron
scored
because
in-
he's older now, and he's transformed the Lakers team. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm hoping because I need.
Listen,
I want
now,
my
I mean,
$100.
I think this. Like, I think the Lakers are too fucking big, bro. Like, I mean, like when you got LeBron out there, you got McGee out there. You got Davis out there. You got, you know what I mean? You got Dwight
Dwight
Howard.
Howard's
Know what I mean?
playing his ass
And
off.
then
He's playing.
listen, and then you got Rondo, who's the fucking assist maker. Know what I mean? Running the helm. Know what I mean? It's
But
like,
now
it's like,
got his rhythm now.
exactly.
They done
Yo,
found. They done
and
found him.
you got Cook.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Who's banging these motherfucking
Kuzma.
threes there? Know what I mean? Cook. Yo, this team is too fucking. They average about 6'8". 6'9" on that court when they got that 5 out there.
And then Boogie might come back by playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this team,
That'd be a
this
great-
team right here, bro.
great addition.
Like you can see it in LeBron's face when he's out there playing and he's seeing what the fuck is going on. He's like, yo, nigga, like we got a
Yeah.
motherfucking team. Like this shit is better than the motherfucking Miami.
See,
You know what I'm
this
saying?
is
Like
what I
like this
say
shit is
the difference
crazy, bro.
Between Kobe and LeBron. LeBron came here, and other players wanted to come. When Kobe was in them last few years, not many players wanted to come. play with Kobe.
Yeah, but again, let's go back
we
to
talking
the
about
business,
now,
though.
nigga.
Let's go back to the business, though. Look how many eras Kobe played. You got to understand something.
Yeah,
When
Kobe
LeBron
been
came
through
into the
Jordan
league,
era.
the whole league was handed to LeBron. He started as soon as he came into the league.
Right.
It took Kobe like 2-3 years before he really got to
Because
start.
Kobe
And just
had
like
a
you
team,
said, you
because
know what I
Kobe
mean?
had a
The
team.
game changed
LeBron came in-
for Kobe
LeBron
throughout his
came
years.
in with a trash organization like the
Our
Cleveland
team wasn't
Cavaliers
good when Kobe first came. He got traded for Vlade.
No, but
We got traded for Vlade, right?
Yep,
Charlotte.
yep.
We had
But
we
then-
added some good players. Eddie Jones, Van Exel. We didn't
Shaq.
have Shaq yet.
Shaq came like 2 years after
Yeah,
Kobe
he
got
came
here.
like two years after. We had like Eldon
So
Campbell.
that was probably like Kobe's Kobe started.
Who we have? Eldon
when did
Campbell,
Kobe
Sam
start?
Perkins.
He started his second year or third year.
He started his third year, I believe. He
Yeah,
got more
that
time
was-
his
that
second
was the same time
or
Shaq
second
came.
year. Yeah. But what I'm saying, man, the league was different.
I get it.
And the league has to transition and make pivots. It's a marketing engine.
And then
You know what I'm
also
saying?
too, to be fair, like I tell people, like it's also really unfair to compare, like you say, the different eras.
That's what
You know I'm
KG
saying?
says all the time. You can't say
you-
who's the best
like,
player.
Honestly,
You gotta,
I just say, I say who's the best in that era,
In
who's
that
the
era.
best at that time, because you know, like people say, well, if you put LeBron back then, his mentality is gonna be different. His game is gonna be different because the time was different. If you put Jordan now, his mentality is gonna be different. Everything will be different because it's in the era that you played in. So, you know, let's just say Mike was the best in his era. Kobe was the best in his era. LeBron is the best in his era.
Yeah, all right. So
sure.
I got something else that I want to get to. Did y'all hear about this shit with Michael Vick?
no, I didn't hear about it.
Okay, so they're trying to ban Michael Vick.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. The
Yeah.
270,000 votes because
285,000.
he got elected to be on the staff of the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
yeah, yeah.
Like
One of the coaches for the Pro Bowl, one of the Hall of Fame coaches in the Pro Bowl, and they got 285,000 petition voters saying that he shouldn't be there because of his past thing. Like I feel like he paid his debt.
He did.
To society. You know,
Full-fledged.
you know what I mean? He did what he did.
then if he came
you know what I
back
mean?
to play,
I mean, he
you
came
took
back,
his money,
he played. You know what I mean?
He went to jail,
Yeah,
served
know what I
his
mean?
time.
Yeah, no, I mean that doesn't take away his playing on the field as far as him being a Hall of Famer
Absolutely.
and him being a coach. You know what I'm saying? I think this shit is fucked up. Now, I mean, I just wanted to ask y'all how y'all felt about it. I don't know if you heard about it or
I
you
hadn't
didn't.
heard about it
Yeah,
yet.
so now you're hearing about how you feel. Now, I mean, let's get a raw reaction.
I think it's unfair because if you go and you serve your time, you come out. He went through all the steps that he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He paid his debt to society. And if you accepted him back into the league and allow him to continue to play, then you should allow him the opportunity to get into the
To
Hall
be a
of Fame.
coach.
Yeah,
No,
whatever.
it's not about getting into the Hall of Fame. It's about being. People are petitioning. They don't want him to be a coach, a Hall of Fame coach for the Pro Bowl
Oh.
as one of the coaches and shit.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's bullshit.
yeah, I mean, I think it's fucked up.
Just shows you, man, what position we're still in.
Just like what you were
2020.
saying, slave owners.
Hey,
2020,
boy,
man.
stay in your position, boy. Now, another thing I do want to talk about that's a little more serious, and this shit, it really fucked me up. Zimmerman
Oh,
is suing
the Martin family.
Trayvon Martin's family. I guess defamation of character,
Yeah.
knowing people were like.
$10 million.
I don't wish death upon nobody, and forgive me if you disagree, but man, this dude need to go. Like
I don't know. I mean, because
I mean,
he's
we
not
all
in
fathers.
witness protection.
We all fathers up here.
He's not in witness protection, bro.
Like, we
Nah,
all
he just
fathers up
living.
here.
How many fucking incidents has this motherfucker got into
Man,
since
the
that?
gun shit.
3, 4,
and
5.
Ever
things?
since then,
Like
he's a problem.
Evidently,
He's not a good person.
He's got some support from somewhere, or somebody whispers something in his ear where he feels he can
David
do
Duke, nigga.
any motherfucking thing he wants
want
to do.
to.
Like
he
Enough
he
is
auctioned
enough.
off. He auctioned off the gun that he killed
Enough is
Trayvon
enough.
with. Man, like I don't understand where the goons at down in Florida, Miami. Where y'all
He
at?
ain't
man?
even living in Florida no more, bro. Like he living in like another state. Like he moved.
Man, dude, I swear to God, if I see this dude, because the one thing that keeps playing across in my mind is that if you kill my son, you know what I'm saying? One, we went through this whole shit, this whole trial. This shit was in the media everywhere. I constantly have to see your face, constantly have to hear my son's name over and over and over again. They let you off.
And then you gonna come and try
And
to
then you try to
sue
sue me?
for killing my kid, nigga.
Nigga,
Man, look.
nigga.
Man, look, listen, ain't nothing good coming
Bro,
for that
like-
dude, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Like when I hear shit like that just lets me know, man, like how far have we really come in America? Like, first of all, that he got off. Now we at a point where this nigga suing the family of the murder victim he killed.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. What I did, okay, so a couple things, cause you are, you LA. And Nip was LA. So, I wanted to, just get into your reactions over that whole situation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, actually grew up in the same neighborhood. Nip was a very prolific and compelling young man. I watched him grow throughout the years, and I remember him vividly when a lot of people didn't know who he was. He was really out there hustling. He had a real hardcore grind. It's just unfortunate, the situation, everything that was involved. When you're dealing with gang behavior and you're trying to transition out of that to be a successful entrepreneur. the condition we have as a people. You know, you constantly have people trying to bring you down, or when someone else is going down, you know, they don't want to go by themselves, so they want to drag you in. So it's just unfortunate what he was caught up in, and the toxicity that took him away from us.
Right.
But it's a very unfortunate situation. I mean, just like, you know, every other, you know, black man or Hispanic brother, or even whites for that matter, man. You know, we got to have better reasoning for, you know, taking life from one another. You know, none of us gave life, so I don't know how the fuck we think we can take life. You know what I mean? And it's become
That's real
it's
talk.
it's been, you know, desensitized. You know, killing. Just like I said, on songs and movies or whatnot, where we watch, you know, we watch a lot of ignorance, listen to a lot of ignorance, and so, you know, we say a lot of shit out our mouths, and a lot of times we have to put action behind those words, so we don't seem like we just talking.
Bitch, yeah.
Right.
And you know,
I mean,
unfortunately, a lot of people, and you know, what's really fucked up is that when you are looking to take someone's life, you know, you're thinking about that person, but you affect so many others, man.
Right.
People got children, people got mothers, people got aunties, cousins, and we take a lot of that shit for granted, man, and we wound more than that actual individual. So, shit with
now,
Nipsey,
It seemed like nowadays just like your life is almost worthless. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard somebody say the other day, they knew a chick in Baltimore who paid a nigga with her EBT card to have another nigga killed.
Wow. So the nigga killed somebody over some food.
Over the balance of the EBT.
Over some
like
food.
nigga, my life ain't worth a basket full of groceries, nigga.
Damn.
Like that's fucking bananas, nigga. When you think about shit like that, like just to think that a mentality is like, man, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's just basically how they like look at you, like your life, your being, your, like you say, your connections to people, the people that love you, the people that you love. Like none of that matters.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, I mean, like with Nip, like Nip used to go to the taco spot over there by the barbershop because he went to that studio that was like right over by there or something. So every time I seen him, you know what I mean, I just felt, you know what I mean, he was just real humble. He was like, "What's up, bro?" You know what I'm saying? Like, "What's good, bro?" You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm like, "Oh, what's up, Nip?" You know what I'm saying? Like whenever I go out there, like just seemed like a cool dude, and he seemed like, you know what I mean, the same type of person you are.
he was
you know,
a Leo too.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? Same type of person you are. Like, he was looking to change a lot of things, and he had his fingers in a lot of different situations that was actually about to come out. You know what I mean? He was changing the game, like almost even with the technology stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
they like, know what I mean, you bought one of his clothes, he had an app, you scan it, you get to see one of his videos. Like, you never seen no shit like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, he had a lot of things going on that, you know, that a lot of people don't even fucking know about yet,
Yeah.
man. And it, you know, I just think it was too soon, man. Like, way too soon, man. Good ass dude, man.
Definitely too soon, but again, you know, we gotta keep God in mind. You know, it's
Right.
something that God allowed.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
supposed to take something from that.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. You know, we gotta start moving and thinking above emotion, man.
Yeah.
We react off emotion
Yep.
too
much.
easy and too much.
And that's what, yeah, you know, not to be doubting anybody, but, you know, a lot of females act off emotion.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
That's why, you know, it's
I
a vulnerable position.
I just think that's like a bitch mentality, you know what I mean, for that dude to do what he fucking did.
Jealousy and envy, brother.
You know what I mean?
Jealousy
Like,
and envy, influence from others, you know.
Let me ask you this. We talked about this. I talked about this with a few brothers last week. Do you think that we, as a race, are too far gone to like really save ourselves or to change the next generation?
I don't know.
I don't think we too far gone. I think we reached a lot of, we've excelled in so many different fields. I think that we're not sitting down with one another and having constructive conversations on how to diversify our money.
Yeah.
Every person thinks success, you got to sing or dance. Everybody wants to be a model, a singer, and an actor. And they jump into a very irresponsible
Mentality.
behavior and mentality.
Right.
Right? we have not collectively come together, all the money that we've made in entertainment in different sectors, why we not buying land together? You know, farming is very important where we start controlling, you know, our food and things of that nature. We need to spend money in technology. You know, we need more engineers and programmers and technology savvy individuals. We need more money spent in education. I mean, so many different things that, you know, we don't pay attention to. You know, there's a lot of businesses that can be implemented. Look at the homeless situation right here in Los Angeles.
Man, this shit is crazy.
Look at the homeless situation. It's tents everywhere, you know, and it looks like the state, they don't have enough power to regulate it. So I think the feds are gonna come in. So it'd be good for, you know, us to collectively come together and build businesses where we can implement, you know, food services and catering to these homeless people. And, you know, there's grants available, there are different things available. There's just so much that we can do besides everybody trying to be a fucking rapper or actor or, you know, all these women, you know, going into augmentation, you know, to show, you know, how big they titties are, how big they ass are. I mean, what the fuck we gonna do?
It's a social media
What the fuck we
world
gonna do
now.
after that 10 or 15 minutes?
Right.
Y'all think it's
Right.
about sucking and fucking. Then what you gonna show me? You know what I'm saying? These young women need to start putting something in their motherfucking brains, man. They parents, you know, they out here, man, low key selling pussy. I just gotta tell it like it is. You know
Tell
what
it,
I mean?
nigga. I mean, this
You know what I'm
this
saying?
barbershop talk like this, nigga. Like
You know,
we talk about everything.
selling pussy, you know, being set up, you know, motherfuckers is into all type of shit, man. And it's just like we need to come together, the minds that think alike, you know, and collectively start implementing, you know, showing our children how to set up trust. And we don't do the same things other ethnicities and cultures do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't leave our children shit.
Right.
But burden and heartache, soon as one of us passes away, the siblings are fighting over who's getting what. We equate value with monetary shit. We
Yeah, I
don't
was-
equate, we don't respect information. We don't respect knowledge. We think that something, a watch, a fucking chain, a car, some money is equal to success. And I don't agree totally with that.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my next point, which I was gonna say is, why do you think that we value more European items versus like our own black owned items? Like, you know, like Puff and them had Sean John for a while. You know, people like, it was cool. It was cool for a minute. And then it was like the game elevated and it went from $100 jeans was cool to $1,000 jeans is better. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And it's like-
Perception.
But the thing is, I mean, the
it's like-
$100
it's like we-
jeans look just
but it's
just
like
the same
it's
as
like
the
we
$1,000. It's the
take
name.
European products and we think that is the, you know what I'm saying, the everything, like Gucci and this
Right,
that, the other.
right.
Because we come from nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like my man, you know, he was going to the school. He was going to school in the Valley in the late '70s, being bused from South Central, and he was like, you know, what's a trip? I go to school and all these white people got fucking holes in their jeans, bummy shoes and shit, but they go home to mansions and they got chefs and butlers and shit.
Yeah.
He said, I come back home, niggas live in the projects, fucked up houses, but niggas got on brand new
Brand new
jewelry,
shoes, right.
brand new car, brand new shoes, all this
Motherfuckers
shit,
trying to
right?
show that they got it.
So it's all perception. So now
Yeah.
that, you know, we start going over to Europe, I don't know, about 15 years ago or maybe 20 years ago, like Russell and those guys starting to see real fashion culture. Guys that wanted to be in fashion, you needed to go to Paris so you could see how it's really done. So you pick up behavior, you want the models, you know what I'm saying? And then you equate success on past credibility and validation. So you're looking at guys like Karl Lagerfeld, Ralph Lauren, Oscar De La Renta, you know what I'm saying, Versace.
Right.
And you up on these guys, talking to these guys, and so naturally you kind of want to take a little of what you learn from them, right? So now that we are over there involving ourselves in the European culture, when Puff tells you, nigga, these shoes cost $1,500, niggas always want something they can't, that seems hard to get.
Right.
right? So
It's
that's
a
why
mission.
we
It's a
beating down the
mission.
Gucci store. We beating down Jimmy Choo now.
We always been living
we
a
beating
mission,
down
though.
Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton.
Yeah.
We make the money to give it right back to them.
give it
We're not
right the
recycling the
fuck
black
back.
dollar.
Right.
You know, and
You li-
anybody that
And that's
you know,
allowed-
and you know what though? To be honest with you, we have to really pay attention to that because as blacks, there's very few of us that like to implement excellence.
Right.
And if we implement excellence and structure as opposed to just rushing to make a dollar, then we can support one another.
Right.
I think we rush a lot of things, and I think that when we do see something of one of ours, it's hard for us to validate it, you know,
Right.
or support it. And that we got to stop that. We got to support one another.
Because I be like, it's not Gucci that makes us cool. It's us that's making Gucci cool.
Gucci,
because,
period.
because
You look
know,
at people like Larry David and,
I was gonna say-
and Jerry Seinfeld, like they walk around
but
looking like the biggest
but if
bums.
You look, but if you look at these other cultures who are
up.
trying to
You know what
who
I'm
are
saying?
trying to mimic us, you know what I'm saying? They out buying this shit, they out getting this shit, and they can afford it. You know what I'm saying? But they doing it because why? Because our rappers told them that this is what's fly. Because they look on TV and they look in the magazines, they look on the gram and all that shit, and they see niggas making this shit.
Yeah,
cool.
well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
well, that's why I'm glad that you did. I mean, you personally did things with Carl Kanai,
Oh yeah.
black owner. You
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's
I mean,
my
and
man.
Carl Kanai was the shit, and they making a comeback now.
Did Carl shows. Carl is amazing though, and he's been consistent. You know, when people started to kind of not support as much here in the States, you know, Carl went overseas.
global.
Went global on their ass. You know, he had like about 11 stores in Japan, and Carl's always kept his stuff going. You know, he's doing furniture now.
Right.
Carl's a real designer though, and that's the thing. Carl even said just in recent time, everybody think that they could be in fashion going downtown and taking a T-shirt and pressing a logo on it. But if you take the time and fine pick your material and your the way you cut your material and you know to really design that's
Right.
real fashion. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So
I mean, he had a vision. You
and
know
Carl,
what I'm saying? And
Carl
it's still going.
showed the way. He showed the way. He helped Puff. He helped Damon John. You know, all these guys that had success.
Right.
You know, as
People
as
wanted to
young
be
black
like
men.
Carl Kanai.
Yeah, Carl was a shit.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like me, I can see how Carl Kanai would influence Sean John.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it looked like the same shit. You just got a different fucking logo.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But real quick,
Mm-hmm.
back to what you were saying about like the homelessness in LA and stuff like that. So I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and you a thinker, you know what I mean? And you kind of look at things and shit like that. So my thing is, if they can afford like healthcare in all these other countries for like free, like Canada and stuff like that, right? And you have homeless people here, don't you think that they will probably be thinking about like free healthcare or like free schooling before they think about about taking care of like homelessness and stuff like that?
Well, the thing about it is, I think they would, but I think that now this homeless thing is getting so out of control because you're starting to see them more in Beverly Hills, in Century City,
Yeah.
and see
And
when
we
you have those.
and we're only talking about, you know what I mean, Southern California right now.
yeah, we're only talking Southern California.
Right, right.
But this epidemic is all across America.
Right.
And what's going to start happening, like I said, is that the state is not moving fast enough. These people are going to have the feds get engaged, and I think the feds are going to start building, you know, they're going to start building like
camps, type
like
shit.
camps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're gonna
Yeah.
they're
Basically
gonna
gonna be prisoners.
they're gonna you know what I mean?
My thing
Because
is-
it's just getting too out of control, man.
Yeah. My thing is like, I think it trickles down like way further than that, because okay, it's more like population control and shit like that, right?
Yep.
Now I mean, so the thing is, if you don't take care of this homeless situation, you have a lot of mental illness homeless people. A lot of people, I mean, that's crazy. But the thing is, since Adam and Eve, you know what I mean, people like to mate. And then now when you start to mate,
Now, yeah, I done seen some homeless.
you know what I'm
motherfuckers
saying?
out
I mean,
there that's crazy as
yeah,
shit. Have
exactly.
no
I mean, so,
business being
but the
pregnant.
thing is, like, you got all these homeless people, and they're out there mating, and they're mating crazy, you know what I mean, dysfunctional other kids, and then now the state has to take care of them because of that. But if they take care of the situation from the beginning with the homelessness and start taking care of that situation, you won't have a bigger and harder situation to go along with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
know what I mean, I think it gets deeper than just being homeless and
I
not taking care of
think
the homeless. Know what I mean,
because I
everything.
think
Know what I mean, it's
I think what people are not really looking into and looking deeper at is I think a lot of this homeless situation is also contributing or creating these mental situations in these patients or in these people or whatnot. I don't know, I think they going next door. Anyway, because like I tell people, a lot of times what you don't think about, okay, let's say for instance when you homeless. Now when you homeless, you can't really sleep like that because if I get comfortable, somebody might steal my
you
shit,
got
somebody
one
might
eye
stab
open.
me, somebody might, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
they turn to a lot of drugs. Right, to help keep them up, keep them moving. Now, what people don't realize is once your body or your mind state goes into this sleep deprivation,
Right.
like that shit is very serious and it affects your mental state. And if you still keep going and still keep popping drugs and keep adding and adding, because I seen a dude who I know for a fact was normal 7, 8 months ago. Nigga came to the shop, got his haircut. I don't know what happened, how he ended up homeless. Now this nigga sleeping on the street, talking to himself, and he was not like that. You know what I'm saying? So and I don't think people are really looking into a lot of these things or creating these mental
But
health issues.
I got a lot of personal friends who decided to live on the streets and who are strung out on drugs. It goes back to our self motivation. It goes back to having a nucleus and a foundation, some spiritual aspect. If you don't believe in God, some spiritual aspect or meditation, because you know these people are weak, brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are weak. People depend on other people for their gratification or validation. People are losing in relationships, because they might be socially influenced by a friend or whatnot, and people give up easy, man. People give up easy. It's been tough for people to find work out here.
Right.
And so they're vulnerable to losing, man. They're vulnerable to a bunch of shit. When you don't have God, when you don't have a spiritual foundation, or you don't love yourself, you know what I mean, you're suspect to crumble.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, hey man, I do appreciate you coming through, dog.
I
Like,
appreciate
especially on
y'all,
such
man.
short
That's
notice,
good
man.
looking.
Like, I really appreciate you, man.
Good
I know
looking.
you're a busy man. You know what I'm saying. So
It's
to
all
come
good.
down and kick it with us is much appreciated.
It was dope.
Let the people know where they can find you, where they can find
Ho,
Kush
ho, ho,
Brothers.
ho, ho. Before we end it, since you did tour with Prince,
Ah,
Trey, he has this thing, right? So I want to know your opinion. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Well, I fucked with Michael. Michael was the shit. When it comes to those two, honestly, it's like a draw. I'm gonna tell you, Prince is probably one of the most talented musicians we've ever seen in the business.
that's what I said.
The only person
Okay.
I could equate that to, I think the greatest musician we've seen in our time is Stevie Wonder, period. Songwriter, producer,
Blind.
just talented. Prince was off the fucking charts.
Right.
I'm talking about as an athlete and everything. The
Yeah.
motherfucker could play football,
Basketball.
basketball, and no bullshit.
Right.
I mean, and
you
look
know him-
at
I mean, you
look
know
at
him
what he
personally.
produced.
You know him personally.
Look at what he produced. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and I mean a lot of shit, man. Those dudes are fucking hit makers.
Right.
Prince was off the chart, but again, Michael Jackson, his discipline, he's like a Kobe. His discipline and dedication to the business since a child. And Michael was the only one, that was protected all that time. He couldn't go outside when his brothers could go outside and play and shit like that. I've had the pleasure to meeting Michael a couple times too, hanging out with him in Vegas with him and Chris Tucker.
Damn, how
And
was
he just
that?
was a special man. He shut down the fucking Caesar Mall. I don't even know how many people could hear that dude was there.
I never
that
met
fast.
somebody who actually met Michael. Like, how was that meeting Michael?
I tell people he was like the only dude I've been around that was like, holy shit. Besides Obama.
Right.
Besides Obama, that was cool going to meet Obama in Vegas. That
And
was
that's
fucking
big too. Goddamn it.
That
I
was
told you, man.
crazy.
Jamal is a man of the people, man.
But Michael was amazing, man. He was amazing. But I mean, Prince. Come on, ain't shit you could say about Prince.
See, now I mean,
Prince
see,
wins,
see,
basically.
see, the thing is, now I mean, Trey's thing is, Michael Jackson has 5 dance moves. What are they?
Moonwalk.
Moonwalk, this,
The kick,
jump up and down, the
nut
kick.
grab.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this is what I say, he's excellent. What makes him great is he mixes all that shit up, and niggas just think he is
But
the
Mike,
greatest.
though, if you see Mike,
Now,
just his theatrics, what he puts into. You see this
Absolutely.
motherfucker for 2 hours in a show. I went to the show at the sports arena years ago because my boy's father used to do his security, LAPD.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man,
Hey,
I never seen no shit like that. His pitch, like I said, the dedication he puts into giving a. He doesn't give shows. He gives
Joe made him like that.
experiences.
Joe made him like that
Listen,
though.
Joe
this
made
is
him
what
like
I
that.
tell
Joe made
people.
him like that.
Joe made him like that.
Joe made him like that.
1,000%.
To me, absolutely 100% off the wall is the greatest collection of music
Yeah.
ever put together on one particular CD,
Right.
album, whatever you want to say. You know what I'm
Prince,
saying?
but Prince is, you know what
But
I'm
Prince,
saying?
look, I went to the Prince when Prince was doing the
At the
forum.
forum, yeah, I was there.
Bro, like,
I had my purple
like you
shirt
know,
on and everything.
I was
nigga.
always a Prince fan. You know what I'm saying? I've always been down with, but that particular show really opened my eyes to who he really, really was. Like I said, just number one, the diversity of the people who were there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had a gangster, I had some Asians, I like old people. Like this
1,000%.
shit was crazy. And to watch him go through different instruments that he would play.
Oh, yeah.
He not only sang,
He did
not
about
only
5
played,
encores.
He danced. Listen, no, he did way more encores because look, we thought he was
You
done.
thought it was over, yeah.
We was on our way out, and
He
then they
thought
came
it-
back and said, "Hey," I looked at my wife. I said, "We gotta go. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. I got to head on out. We already at the door."
Because I know we out of time, but you brought another question up to me before we leave. Meeting Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you? Because to me, from the outside looking in, I just feel like I would just be comfortable around Obama. Like, he just seems like one of the motherfucking homies.
You know what's
basically.
crazy is that
You know what I'm
my
saying?
boy is, he's in the military. He does a lot of different things with the Joint Chiefs or whatnot. So he told me, like, yo, I want you to come meet Obama, come to Vegas.
And he was like,
It was
what?
the same day that my man was getting married, and I was already planning to go to the wedding. So I told Mama I'm going to meet Obama. She's like, what? Like, you just gonna miss out on your friend's wedding? And I'm like, I was really thinking about this, and I'm like,
Obama
damn,
wedding.
and he had called me, sometime before a month, because you got to go get passed through the Secret Service and everything, right?
Right.
So, man, I took a jet out to Vegas, and I was just wondering, like, man, am I really gonna meet Obama? You know what I'm saying? So, I was actually with the representative for Vegas in the council, and she was like, no, for sure, he has to come over here. So, where we were positioned. Now, the crazy thing is, a billionaire family of mine, we were doing some business, and they invited me to go to fishing. They go fishing with Obama every year in Hawaii.
Okay.
And I was out of town. I was doing something, and I couldn't go. So when I actually got to Vegas, and he came up to me, and he shook my hand, I was like, yo, I was supposed to go fishing with you in Hawaii. And he looked at me. He was like, that was you? I said, yeah, with the Metropolis. He was like, he just opened up. You know what I'm saying? He just
Right.
opened up, and everybody was just tripping how much time he spent with me. Shit was weird because, you got all these Secret Service right there. They looking
you with
at
the
you.
president, you know what I'm
they
saying?
don't.
You
They,
like-
they looking
like,
at
who
your
the fuck
hand
is he?
gestures. They looking at all this shit. You know what I mean? But he was down to earth. He was hella cool, and he was like, make sure we link back up. You know what I
Damn,
mean?
that's
So
dope,
that
bro.
was
Dope
a great
as hell.
experience. Yeah.
So from
That's
Obama to
44.
barbershop talk like this. Tell the people where they can follow your Instagrams, where they can get a
so,
sample of Kush Boys.
Meezy Worldwide on Instagram, MEEZY Worldwide. We at 808 Kush Boys, and we at Kush Boys. KushBoys. Man.
Jamal
Yeah.
Weathers up in this motherfucker.
Man, we really, 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 really appreciate you
Yeah,
stopping
man.
by and kicking
I
with us,
appreciate
guys.
y'all, man.
I like
This
all the
is
waters
dope.
that you bring to the barbershop too. I appreciate that.
And this has been another episode of
Barbershop Talk Like This.
I'm your host, Trey the Barber.
And this your other host, Dice the Barber.
Yeah, man. Meezy. Worldwide.
And we out this bitch.
Peace.